పార్లమెంట్ ఉభయ సభలు ప్రారంభమయ్యాయి. ఇప్పుడు లైవ్ లో చూద్దాం.
Kumar Chaubeji and Sri Vishweshwar Tuduji. I lay on the table of the House the papers listed against their names from serial numbers 1 to 4 in today's list of business.
Messages from Lok Sabha Secretary General.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha sitting held on the 23rd of July 2021 adopted the following three motions. One, that this House do recommend to Rajya Sabha that Rajya Sabha do agree to nominate two members from Rajya Sabha to associate with the Committee on Public Accounts of the House for the unexpired portion of the term of the committee, Vice Sri Bhupendra Yadav and Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar appointed as ministers, and do communicate to this House the name of the members so nominated by the Rajya Sabha. Two, that this House do recommend to Rajya Sabha that Rajya Sabha do agree to nominate two members from Rajya Sabha to associate with the Committee on Welfare of Other Backward Classes of the House for the unexpired portion of the term of the committee, Vice Sri K.K. Ragesh, retired from Rajya Sabha, and Sri B.R. Verma, appointed as minister, and do communicate to this House to the name of the members so nominated by Rajya Sabha. And the third, that this House do extend up to the first week of the winter session of the Parliament 2021 the time for presentation of the report of the Joint Committee on the Personal Data Protection Bill 2019.
Report of the Department related to Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture. Sri T.G. Venkatesh.
Respected Chairman, sir, I rise to present the 294th report on development and conservation of museums and archaeological sites, challenges and opportunities, both Hindi and English, of the Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture. Thank you, sir.
Zero over. Sri Sushil Kumar Modi. Sri Sushil Kumar Modi, please. This is not the way. I have received. Where is the 264 notice here? I have received members. I have received notices from Tiruchi Siva, Sri Suken Sekhar Rai, Sri Mallikarjun Kharge, Sri K.C. Venugopal, Dr. V. Sivadasan, Elamaram Karim, Vinamam Viswam, Bhupendra Singh. So all these notices are not allowed because these issues we are discussing in normal course of time, and today we have 12 zero-hour notices and also around 16 other important issues which are listed, which are permitted, and also special mentions, number of issues and special mentions. So I would like all the members to know what are the issues that are permitted in zero hour, where the House is not able to perform its duty, and also what are the special mentions I have approved, and members, they are denied an opportunity. So we are becoming helpless day by day. Zero hour as many as 57 members of 63 members were permitted. However, none could be raised due to disruption of the proceeding. Wide-ranging issues like COVID-19 vaccine, need for time-bound completion of COVID vaccination, unemployment due to continuing pandemic, problems of students availing online education, hike in petroleum prices, resultant increase in prices of essential commodities, alleged attacks on freedom of press, situation Lakshadweep attack, and attacks on killings of Indians in South Africa, sharing Kaveri waters between two states, special mentions of category 31 matters as well as permitted by the chair, out of which only 8 were laid in the table of the House. So all these important issues we could not be discussed because of this situation. So we are becoming helpless. People should know what are the important issues admitted. Members were present, they want to speak, but they are not permitted by few. I am adjourning the House to meet at 12 o'clock.
भाषा को विशेष करके मातृभाषा को अग्राधिकार दिया जाए, ये 2014 के उपरांत माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की एक आग्रह की विषय बनी है। खुद उन्होंने उसको लीड किया है। उसकी अगर मैं सद्य 2 उदाहरण दूं, अभी नीट की जो मेडिकल विद्यार्थियों के लिए मेडिकल कॉलेज में दाखिला के लिए जो परीक्षा होती है उसमें इसी बार को मिला के 13 भाषा में यानी भारत की सारे स्थानीय भाषा में वो मराठी हो, तेलुगु हो, तमिल हो, आसामी हो, मलयाली हो या गुजराती हो या कन्नड़ हो या उड़िया हो, ये सारे पंजाबी हो, इस बार तो पंजाबी को भी जोड़ा गया है। इस प्रकार की आग्रह किया जा रहा है। उसके अलावा इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में जेई से पास करते हुए देश भर की इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में पढ़ने की पहला साल स्थानीय भाषा में हो, एआईसीटी ने उसकी कोर्स भी शुरू कर दिया है, जिसके तहत अभी देश की 14 इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज उस पाठ्यक्रम को भी अपनाए हैं। भारत सरकार की और हमारी सरकार की प्राथमिकता है, हम इस विषय में विश्वास करते हैं, अगर विद्यार्थी हायर एजुकेशन तक अपने स्थानीय भाषा में पढ़ेगा, ज्यादा समझेगा, ज्यादा इनोवेट कर पाएगा। अंग्रेजी और राष्ट्रभाषा हिंदी को सीखना ही है, लेकिन स्थानीय भाषा को सीखना और सिखाना हमारी सरकार की प्रायोरिटी में है।
श्री रवि किशन जी, क्वेश्चन नंबर 822, श्री पीवी मुथन रेड्डी जी,
क्वेश्चन नंबर 822
माननीय मंत्री जी, वित्त मंत्री जी। माननीय सदस्य
Sir, through yourself, I would like to ask the Honorable Finance Minister, after the withdrawal of regulatory forbearance in 2015, the RBI conducted a detailed asset quality review, and this led to various adverse consequences for the MSME sector. So I would like to know through yourself, sir, when the government is planning to conduct asset quality review again, and what steps they are taking so that the MSME sector is not affected in the future. Thank you.
Sir, during the corona, we took several steps in order that the MSME gets immediate relief, inclusive of changing the definition. And since 2019, there have been several restructuring formulae given to MSME, and that has been conducted by the RBI under the RBI's guidelines. The stress in case of MSME was addressed through the emergency credit guarantee liquidity scheme that we offered, and it saw a great response from the MSMEs themselves. And that scheme is now being expanded to 1.5 lakh crores more. Therefore, what was 3 lakh up to 3 lakh crores given as a security, a guaranteed loan, now has been expanded by another 1.5 lakh crores. So, up to 4.5 lakh crores guarantee is being given without security to give further liquidity through term loan or through working capital for the MSMEs.
माननीय सदस्य आप पूछना चाहते हैं?
Yes, sir. Second question.
जी।
Sir, to yourself, I would like to know from the Honorable Minister that for issues where payments are pending from the government, be it the central government or the state government, the MSME or the small people who are doing the government work are asked to pay the GST without actual realization of the money. So this is leading to serious financial crunch for the companies, and their inability to pay when the payment is pending from the government, and their inability to pay the GST is leading to a lot of penalties and cases. So I would like to know from the Honorable Finance Minister, for instances where payments are pending from the government, is there any proposal from the government where they are exempted from paying the GST? Because if the government himself is not paying the GST and just the billing is done, so I think it is not wise to ask the MSME or the people who have done the government contracts to pay the GST. Thank you, sir.
Sir, honorable member has raised a very important issue, sir. The issue of government dues to the MSMEs is a very critical issue, and the MSME ministry. I remember Honorable Minister Gadkari ji also speaking to me about it with great concern. I have over last year 2020 reviewed it from the point of view of central government and the various departments which owe money to the MSMEs, inclusive of public sector undertakings. We have made sure that the standard as per rule 45-day be not crossed and all dues be paid from the government side for the MSMEs. More importantly, the TREADS platform where these MSMEs payments can be discounted if they are on the platform is very actively encouraged by us. Of course, as regards GST, it is the GST Council which will have to take a response and a call on how they would want the states also to get into this scheme of things so that MSME and their dues, because when we say government dues, they are not just central government's dues, they are not just central government public sector undertaking dues, they are also dues from state governments and state-owned public sector undertakings. So as far as the central government, we have taken this position that any pending payment will have to be given within 45 days, and I'm personally monitoring it. However, as regards GST payments, the GST Council is the final authority and it is they who have to take a call.
G. Madhvi, Srimati G. Madhvi.
Whether the government has held a meeting with the representatives of MSME sector to understanding the practical difficulties being encountered by them with regards to restructuring of loans by the bank in the last 1 year. If yes, the details hereof.
So this is a question again related to MSMEs and the payments which are due to them, and also the restructuring which the RBI has also been very active in that they have come up with a scheme where a 3-year lending in repo rate is made available for the MSMEs, and because of that more and more about 10,000 crores is what we are talking about because of RBI's intervention. That will help the RBI and through the banks and through also the microfinance institutions to restructure the loans of the MSMEs.
82 और 94 क्लब किया था श्री नामा नागेश्वर राव, श्री नामा नागेश्वर राव।
यस सर,
प्रश्न संख्या बोले आप 94। माननीय मंत्री जी, माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी।
हाँ जी sir, credit support to MFI is an important area, sir. Only recently we have made an announcement that we shall extend more credit to the NBFCs and through the microfinance institutions from the government, and that extended amount was made an announcement just after the second wave, and through this we expect to reach small customers in the second, Tier 3 and Tier 4 cities, so that small borrowers who need to have some money reaching them, 1.5 lakhs will be given without any security through the MFIs. This way we expect to reach the smaller towns and the MFIs which are waiting for more money to be made available to them, so that they can in turn extend further credit is being attended to by the government.
E.T. मोहम्मद बशीर, माननीय मंत्री जी, शिक्षा मंत्री जी।
अध्यक्ष जी, उत्तर सदन के पटल पर रखा गया है।
श्री संजय सेठ, क्वेश्चन नंबर 100,
नंबर 100.
माननीय मंत्री जी।
उत्तर सदन के पटल पर।
माननीय सदस्य,
मंत्री जी से आग्रह है कि कोरोना संक्रमण से अपने अभिभावकों को खोए हुए उनके नामांकन संबंधी कोई गाइडलाइन है क्या? उन बच्चों की शिक्षा को लेकर सरकार ने कोई व्यवस्था की है क्या? तथा सेंट्रल स्कूल को लेकर अभिभावकों को और बच्चों का आकर्षण हाल के दिनों में बढ़ा है, ऐसे में क्या सरकार केंद्रीय विद्यालय में
नामांकन के सीटों की संख्या बढ़ाने पर विचार कर रही है क्या?
अध्यक्ष जी, सेंट्रल स्कूल खुलने की एक विशेष उद्देश्य था, जहां भारत में केंद्रीय सरकार की कर्मचारी, मिलिट्री और पारा मिलिट्री की फोर्स की परिवार की बच्चे रहते थे, पढ़ते थे, उन्हीं के लिए केंद्रीय विद्यालय खुला गया है। आज देश में केंद्रीय विद्यालयों की संख्या 1248 हो चुकी है। उसमें से लगभग 1,10,000 विद्यार्थी पढ़ते हैं। ये सदस्य जी का ये आग्रह सही है कि और सीट खुलनी चाहिए, लेकिन शिक्षा मूलतः एक राज्य की जिम्मेवारी है। भारत सरकार अपने कर्मचारी तथा एक मॉडल के नाते सेंट्रल स्कूल खुली है। जैसे जैसे वित्तीय सुविधा होती है, हम सेंट्रल स्कूल की कैपेसिटी को बढ़ाते हैं। हर एक साल कुछ स्कूल नए खुलते भी हैं, उसकी एक प्रक्रिया है। बाकी रहा कोरोना संबंधित जो लोग देहांत हुए, उनके बच्चों को मेरिट के आधार पर जैसे जैसे पढ़ाई का मौका मिलना चाहिए, उसको सेंट्रल स्कूल भी जिम्मेदारी लेती है।
क्वेश्चन नंबर 84 के सुधाकरण, प्रबुद्ध बोरादोलाई, माननीय मंत्री जी, स्टेटमेंट इज लेड ऑन द टेबल ऑफ द हाउस। क्वेश्चन नंबर 96 क्लब किया जाता है, श्री उदय प्रताप सिंह जी।
क्वेश्चन नंबर 96 ऑन द टेबल ऑफ द हाउस।
धन्यवाद माननीय अध्यक्ष जी। मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं कि पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट का जो हिंदुस्तान में रेट है, वो हर राज्य में अलग अलग तरह की कीमतें हैं। क्योंकि हर राज्य को स्वतंत्रता है, अपने हिसाब से टैक्सेशन करती है पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट पर, इससे दाम में भी भारी अंतर रहता है। मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं कि आगामी समय में, चूंकि ये जीएसटी काउंसिल का विषय है, क्या मंत्रालय या सरकार जीएसटी काउंसिल से आग्रह करेगी कि पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट को भी जीएसटी के दायरे में लाया जाए, जिससे देश में पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट की दर समान हो और कुछ दर में गिरावट भी आ सके? मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं।
Sir, I would like to inform the honorable member that the issue of pricing of petroleum products is determined after the deregulation of the sector in 2010 by the UPA government. The pricing is determined based on world market prices. Today, 85% of the petroleum products are imported, and the world market prices are determined by the producing and exporting countries. So typically on 1 liter of petrol, if the landed cost is 40 paise, the petroleum companies make 4 rupees. On top of that, the central government imposes an excise of 32 rupees per liter, and the state governments raise taxes sometimes as high as 39%, etc. The question of GST, the Constitution clearly says after the last amendment that it is the GST Council which will determine whether petrol and diesel will be covered by the GST. So this is a recommendation which has to come from the GST Council. But I would like to inform the Honourable House, since I have the floor, sir, that based on the 32 rupees per litre that we collect by way of central excise and other excise, we are providing 80 crore citizens free meals under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. We are providing free vaccine to 80 crore Indian citizens on minimum support price MSP 30 to 70% of all major crops since 2014 have benefited the Indian farmers. 10 crore farmer families have benefited under PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana with more than rupees 1.35 lakh crores transferred directly. Sir, I could go on listening. The Ujjwala scheme, all this comes from the central excise, sir. But the states charge a VAT which is a percentage,
And some states, as I mentioned, the VAT percentage is as high as 39%. I can go into that of the other states as well, sir. माननीय सदस्यगण, आप जवाब चाहते हैं, अपनी अपनी सीटों पर जाएं। सरकार जवाब देना चाहती है। मैं फिर आग्रह कर रहा हूं, अगर आप जवाब चाहते हैं तो अपनी अपनी सीटों पर जाएं। सरकार जवाब देना चाहती है। आप जवाब नहीं सुनना चाहते हैं, नारेबाजी करके जवाब मांग रहे हैं, ये उचित नहीं है। जनता ने आपको चुनकर भेजा है सदन में मुद्दे उठाने के लिए, उनकी समस्याएं उठाने के लिए, उनको अभाव को उठाने के लिए। आप नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं, तख्तिया कर रहे हैं, सदन की गरिमा को गिरा रहे हैं। माननीय सदस्य, उचित नहीं है। आपको जनता ने चुनकर भेजा है जनता के मुद्दों को उठाने के लिए। प्लीज अपनी अपनी सीटों पे जाइए, सरकार आपको जवाब देने के लिए तैयार है। नारेबाजी करते हो जवाब मांगने की, और जवाब नहीं सुनना चाहते, सदन की कार्रवाई 2 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
లోక్సభలో ప్రశ్నోత్తరాల సందర్భంగా సభ్యులు అడుగుతున్న ప్రశ్నలకు మంత్రులు సమాధానాలు ఇస్తుండగా కొద్దిసేపటి వరకు సభ వాయిదా పడినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది లోక్సభ. ఇవి బులెటిన్ అప్డేట్స్. కీప్ వాచింగ్ HM TV.